We're breaking down all the things you missed in the Star Wars The Last Jedi trailer. The Last Jedi lands in theaters in just a little over 2 months, and in case you weren't already excited enough, Lucasfilm unleashed one hell of a trailer last night to help you feel the Force. The 2.5-minute spot is filled with everything a Star Wars fan could possibly hope for. Familiar faces, epic battles, the cutest Porg footage yet, and of course, spoilers. Lots and lots of spoilers. So before we start breaking this one down, if you want to stay in the dark till December 15th, this may be a good time to relocate to the nearest water planet. Otherwise, here's everything you missed in the latest Last Jedi trailer. To start off, while we do get glimpses of the entire cast, it's safe to say that this trailer really belongs to its 2 stars on the opposite sides of the Force, Rey and Kylo Ren. So, what have each of them been up to since their last rendezvous on Starkiller Base? Well, the spot opens and closes with Supreme Leader Snoke giving someone a little dark side pep talk. The obvious conclusion here is that he's talking to Kylo, but we're wondering if some of this speech, if not all of it, is actually being delivered to Rey. Throughout the trailer, it looks like Ben Solo is really struggling with his true identity. We get his little monologue about killing the past to become who you truly are. We see him smash his beloved helmet, and most significantly of all, we see him hesitate on pulling the trigger on his mommy, whom he seems to be sharing some sort of Force connection with, not dissimilar to the one she shares with Luke at the end of Empire Strikes Back. We're wondering if the decision to spare Leia, combined with his already wavering commitment to the First Order, has left Snoke questioning the loyalty of his favorite apprentice. So, the speech we hear from our dear Supreme Leader might actually be 2 speeches. The first part, where he's talking about seeing something truly special in whoever he's talking to, is actually being delivered to Kylo, but it could all be a big misdirect. That speech could end with Snoke telling Kylo he's effed up one too many times and he needs to turn in his cape and saber. And the second speech, where Snoke is talking about fulfilling your destiny, could be delivered to Rey, who would end up as his new pick for apprentice. Kinda like when Palpatine tried to demote Vader so Luke could take his job. At the very least, you can clearly see that Rey and Snoke meet up at some point in the film. Snoke is in the background of this shot where Rey is getting held by some kind of hardcore Force power. But what else is Rey up to besides accepting Snoke's invitations on LinkedIn? Force training with Luke on Ahch-To, naturally. We actually get to see the follow-up to that final shot in The Force Awakens where Rey hands Luke his old lightsaber. By the way, it looks like Luke hasn't gotten a hand upgrade in the last few decades because that's still the same robotic appendage he had since the end of Empire. You can tell because it still has the blast mark he received in Return of the Jedi while rescuing Han on Jabba's sail barge. But anyways, Ahch-To is supposedly the location of the first Jedi Temple, and you can see hints of that throughout the trailer. In addition to seeing Rey work out with Luke's old lightsaber, we see her head into what we think could be the long-rumored Force tree and discover the books of ancient Jedi teachings. We also see her dive into the water and swim past the skull of what looks to be some type of sea monster. Now, there has been news that Rey would be fighting some sort of sea creature as part of her training. Could that skull be the aftermath of it? Well, she must have gone pretty ham on the thing if it's already lost all of its flesh, so we're hoping that's just a little bit of set design. But whatever happens on Ahch-To, we don't think it has a happy ending. We've heard that Kylo and the Knights of Ren will eventually launch an all-out attack on Luke's island home, and we're guessing that's what this shot is from, with Luke's back up against a wall in the rain. Of course, the big Kylo-Rey question we have is, will they or won't they? As in, will they or won't they team up to finally form the completely Force-balanced Grey Jedi? The Grey Jedi has been speculated on since pretty much the dawn of Star Wars speculation, and this final scene of Rey and Kylo reaching out for each other suggests that it could happen. But we also noticed the lighting is slightly off between the 2 shots. Could this just be a little bit of misleading editing magic? We won't be sure till we see the film. Now, the trailer also gave us a quick peek at the ships and tech we've been hearing about in Episode 8. But if you blinked, you might have missed these quick shots. For example, did you catch that shot of Poe's X-Wing skimming past the Dreadnought? The Dreadnought is a new ship created for The Last Jedi with a flat surface shaped kind of like a pizza slice. It has 2 huge guns on the bottom for all your First Order planetary bombardment needs. The Dreadnought most likely comes into play in the big battle at the beginning of the film. And Rian Johnson has said that Poe's one-time X-Wing accelerator upgrade was made to get past turbo laser barrages, which is likely what we're seeing in this quick shot. We also get a brief first look at Snoke's main ride, the Supremacy, a mega-class Star Destroyer, aka the largest ship ever in Star Wars, in action during a space battle above Dakar, the location of the Resistance base in The Force Awakens. And what's going on with Kylo's TIE silencer? We've known before this trailer dropped that it looks super cool and it has some design elements that are reminiscent of his Papa Solo's ride, the Millennium Falcon, but now we're seeing the silencer get all up in what we assume is General Organa's ship. Based on how blasters are bouncing off her ship's shields, we have to wonder, does Kylo's silencer have some sort of shield-piercing stealth tech? And are there any other tricks up its sleeve? We also are seeing quite a few shots from what appears to be the Crait battle. Crait is the uninhabited planet in a system of the same name, which has been used as both an early rebel base and now as a home base for General Leia's resistance. Early on in the trailer, we see a line of guerrilla walkers, ATM-6s, getting ready to smash into the resistance base on Crait as Kylo Ren's shuttle cruises by. We know that Crait is a mineral planet that will be important to the plot of the film, and it seems like the First Order wants to get their hands on the resistance base and Crait's red crystals, although we do not yet know their importance. Kylo Ren even leads troopers through a blasted out wall in the Crait base. Just look at the mineral veins going through the charred rock. We think this is the remains of that giant blast door that Leia is standing behind as it closes. Also, we think we see it in full in this wide shot with the cliffs in the background. TBD on whether those guerrilla walkers will climb up those cliffs. We also see the Falcon being chased by TIEs through red crystal caverns beneath Crait's surface. Has Rey come to help her Resistance friends as they're under siege by the First Order? If so, did Luke come along with her? We don't know. And then we see those adorable crystal foxes running towards the closing blast door of the Resistance base. Speaking of, oh my god, how super adorable, we have to talk about that Porg scream. It was almost melodic in its cute terror. Maybe that's why the Porg and Chewbacca are road buddies. They have similar vocal stylings. I can't do it, but I'll work on it. And that's everything we noticed in the Last Jedi trailer. But what do you folks think? Did this new trailer get you even more excited for December 15th? Is there anything we missed? And are you hashtag Team Porg or hashtag Team Crystal Fox? Let's discuss. Be sure to like and subscribe. And hey, it's Tuesday. That means it's time for the latest episode of Muskwatch. If you haven't seen Muskwatch, get on it because it's our weekly show where Dan Casey and Kyle Hill break down the best and craziest science and tech news while trying to catch the attention of tech billionaire supervillain Elon Musk.